Hey guys, today in Art Club with Miss Burford we'll be making a simple origami fox. You will need a white sheet of paper, a green sheet of paper and a piece of paper in the colour of your choice, some black card, 2 orange squares of paper, a pencil, a fairly thick black pen, some scissors and a Pritt stick. First of all, start with one of your square pieces of paper and fold this over into a triangle. So you're folding along the diagonal of the orange paper and really push down on the folded edge so you've got a really neat fold. Then fold over again to create 2 smaller triangles, so you'll have 4 triangles in total, and squash just the one side of this. If you look, I'm not folding down the whole edge. Then unfold this last step and just tuck that top point down about halfway so it's in line with that fold that we just created, and then take the right corner and fold up about a finger away from that center mark, and again on the other side a finger away from the center mark, so that you have 2 points facing upwards. Flip this over. Now using the other sheet of orange paper, you want to create a rectangle that is going to be the body of the fox. So I lined up my head with the piece of paper so I could see roughly how far this body was going to go in comparison to the head. Go ahead and cut this out. Now we need to create 2 smaller rectangles, so they are going to be the legs for the fox. So they are a lot thinner and they are a bit shorter than the body, but on the one shorter end of each triangle we're going to want to curve it to create some little paw shapes. Cut these out as well. Now using that same sheet of paper that we've been cutting all the body parts out of, we're going to fold over the one edge and create half a leaf shape so we can create a bushy tail. Then you guessed it, we cut this out. Moving on to the white sheet of paper, we're going to fold one of the corners, only slightly, so we can create some triangles that will fit inside the points on top of the fox's head, which are the ears. Make sure you cut around this triangle with your finger holding the triangle against the rest of the paper so it then creates a square when you unfold it. And then where this diagonal line is, you can cut along here, and that will create your 2 triangles which will sit just within the ears and the head. Cut them smaller if you need to, if they're a bit too big. Again, using that white sheet of paper, fold along one edge so that you have about 3 centimeters overlapping, and then along that fold you're going to cut a curve. So this is going to be half of an oval, well, a rough oval, and then these are just going to slot over the bottom edges of your fox's face, like you can see on here. To have 2 symmetrical semicircles on the face, you can trace around this white shape again onto the white paper so you have 2 of the same shape. And to slot these 2 white semicircles onto the 2 edges either side of that small straight edge at the bottom. Glue these into place and also glue your white triangles that go within your ears. I also cut out a black circle for the nose. For some reason it didn't film, I'm very sorry, but I just stuck this in between those 2 semicircles of white paper. Then with the black pen you can go ahead and draw on the eyes onto the white parts of the face and some whiskers either side of the nose. Along one of the pointy ends of the bushy tail, you'll also want to draw a zigzaggy line and add some lines to the bottom parts of the legs to create some paws. Now we can start putting your fox together. So lay this down on your piece of chosen coloured paper and just start gluing the backs of each section. So I've gone ahead and glued the head, but I won't be gluing this down until I've stuck the main part of the body down first. I'm going to go with the large rectangle first, pop the head on top, and then we're also going to lay down the legs and the bushy tail. So when it comes to the legs, you can either put them perpendicular to each other, not perpendicular, parallel, sorry, or you can splay them out at the front. Moving on to the green piece of paper for now, you can start drawing some leaves which are going to go on the corners of your picture, so they need to be fairly large, probably about the same width as your fox's head. Cut these out, you'll need between 5 and 7 of these. Lay them in the corners to see how they look. If you look, I did different sized leaves. And then we can start to draw on them in pencil first, just a line down the centre like you would get a vein down the leaf. And then either side of that vein, you can draw a pattern of your choice. Try to make each side of the leaf different and each leaf different from each other. So then you've got a variety of different patterns to work with. The whole point of this exercise is to explore different line patterns. Then go over these lines with a black pen. After that, we can start working on the fox. So start drawing little dash lines from the nose up to the top of the head. So I try and do 3 lines next to each other, straight ones, and then they start to curve as they go around the face. So if you look, they're curving to follow the line of that white edge around the eye. Keep following that line all the way around until you fill up that orange section around the white part. Go over to the other side and repeat this, so curving as you go around the face. Add some little dashes around the orange parts of the ears, and then also fill in any missing parts underneath the black nose too. So add some dashes under there. Repeat this idea on the tail too, following the curve of the tail. And then the same on the body and the legs, just following the straight line of the rectangle. Just add a solid black line along those long rectangular legs so that they stand out against the body now that you've got that pattern on them. Then using your black pen, you can add a background. I went for some rolling heels to contrast with the harsh angular lines that I did before, but you could draw a woodland scene if you like to. I just like the idea of mine being in the countryside. Then finally, stick those leaves into place. I didn't stick them down earlier because I wasn't sure where I needed to draw my lines for my background. And we have finally finished your Simple Origami Fox, which has line patterns to add texture to your drawing. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more art lessons like this every Monday and other art related content every now and then. See you next week for more art with Miss Burford.